Hey, is my mare hurt? Oh, Cody, she bowed a tendon. Cody, she bowed a tendon. She bowed a tendon. And I don't know if anybody's ever going to see her go down the alleyway again. This chapter came way too soon. Ah, you did it! You did it! Everything else has worked out so perfect. I can't start questioning the timing of things now. Okay, so now we have a choice. And a big one. Do we go home, put all the goals on the shelf, forget everything that we've been trying to get through and get over? Do we stop all of the forward motion? Do we go home with the horse? Does she need me? Is this me leaving her again in a time of need? What do we do here? So I try to always think about the human also, because I've put so many horses in front of so many humans that now through this process, I have to think of the animal, but I also got to think about my dad. I got to think about all of us. How are we going to move forward? How are we going to process all of this information and get our shit together? It was a tough choice, but I am choosing to move forward. I am choosing to put my horse in capable hands. I think that every vet that I've ever dealt with appreciates my ability to let them do their job. I don't think that they will do their job any better with me breathing down their neck. In fact, I think the pressure of working on $1 million mare, everybody knows Babyflo. Now you've got to put your hands on her is already a liability in and of itself without having the owner hysterical behind you. So the choice I'm making is to have Babyflo sent home, and I will pick up a different horse. In the meantime, I have a rodeo to go to. It's a tour rodeo in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I'm gonna jump on Codi's Mount Mojo and make a run. I'm not gonna be running Babyflo here. I'm gonna be running Mojo, which was the plan. I have Babyflo in the trailer, and I wrapped her front legs and kept her in the trailer so that no one would take pictures or put things out of context. I feel like that's a battle that I'm always battling, is people trying to expose me for something because they want to feel significant with information that they think only they have. I think that's the main root behind this entire documentary, is allowing to expose myself. I've been allowed the chance to lift the veil myself instead of all of these people going, this is what it's like behind closed doors, because I feel like that is so toxic, and it comes from such a place where my dad always told me, you know, some people tie the stake around their neck to get the dog to play with them. And that's how I feel when people try to expose me online, is like, why couldn't you just create an environment where people want to interact with you without you being the person that is being vile and toxic and disgusting? Nonetheless, we're headed to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I'm gonna make a run on Mojo. I'm actually really excited to run Mojo. I haven't really run him as a finished horse. Codi has done 100% of the hard work of seasoning this young horse. She's done a fantastic job. It's exciting for me to be able to get on him in the midst of all this chaos. I was standing up by the fence and just got randomly pulled up for an interview before I ran. And this happens a lot, where people just know, I don't mean, like, I'm not ungrateful, but it's just like a dance clown. Like, we know she can talk on camera. So like, you know, they just pull me in and they're like, we need you. So of course I did it, even though, you know, I've been crying all day and I had to run a horse that I've never run as a finished horse. Anyway, I jumped up there and just, in my mind, I just kept replaying, just please don't ask me about Babyflo. Just please don't ask me about Babyflo. Just please don't ask me. I think, I can't remember it, but I'm pretty sure that I said something about running a young horse because of the setup or something. I just was like, I am gonna run Mojo. And truthfully, I would have never run Babyflo in that setup. My plan was to run Mojo there in the back of my mind. So I didn't lie. With the choice to keep moving, that means that I need another horse to run. And the way that it lined up was actually pretty amazing. So John that rides my fraternity horses. He is in Rock Springs, Wyoming, and he's got a trailer full of my horses, and he is on his way home. So he is very capable of taking care of Babyflo. In the meantime, I will not worry, and I know he'll do everything in his power to take amazing care of this mare and get her to the vet so that we can get a diagnosis on her. So I'll be picking up Lolo.
Babyflo didn't feel just quite right after Lamar, so I went, met John in Rock Springs, Wyoming, and picked up Lolo so that Babyflo could go home and get some rest days before the next group of rodeos.
It's time for Lolo to step up. I'm never gonna ask her to fill any shoes because you could never do that, but I'm gonna ask her to get me in the top of this WPRA tour standings. I don't know how, as a 5-year-old that with very limited pro rodeo experience, but hopefully with my experience and a very, very nice horse, we can create a very capable team very quickly.
Now is Texas. 900,000 is going to the left first. So far, so good. Come on, Fallon Taylor, get that money.
Good girl, mama, good girl.
So I'm excited to get a diagnosis just to know how we start. The phone call from Dr. David did not go how I expected it to go.
I'm an optimist, but I'm going to sound a little pessimistic to you by saying this, but I don't want you to have any surprises down the road. This tendon injury very well could end her athletic career. This one, it looks ugly. It's not just a conventional bow. She can still be a productive broodmare if we can't get her back athletically.
I never expected to hear the words, she's gonna make a really nice broodmare. Ever. I thought he was going to say, let's do some stem cell, let's sweat it, let's ultrasound, like let's whatever. And I trust Dr. David, and he is a very capable, very amazing vet, and that's why he was in charge of bringing this mare back to life in the first place, January 1. So I'm not dismissing what he says. I just can't let that be the end.
He's given you that same news before and it worked out okay?
Babyflo's bad. She might not ever run again. We're gonna try things first. Obviously.
We can't have come this far to come this far. There's just no way. He said she would never run again. I choose to politely disagree, knowing that full well he has the knowledge and experience to be 100% right. But I have a best friend at home with a newborn. And she said she's ready and willing to do anything. So I am gonna spend about $10,000 or $15,000 and get every single rehab piece of equipment that I can get in this barn immediately. And I'm gonna rodeo, and we are sending Babyflo to Spa Southern. And what's crazy about this is Jesse's working a full-time job for me, for ranch dressing. And now 4 to 5 hours of that day are being, and raising her child while at work. And now here comes Babyflo needing 4 to 5 hours of rehab. So without Jesse's hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, I don't know what we would do, because I can't duplicate myself. I can't be in one area. I'm so grateful for her. I can't even talk about it because I'm just really grateful. She was here when I didn't have money for a Glam and Grit hat. And now she's here in this jam, and we all owe our jobs to Babyflo. We all owe our livelihood to Babyflo. Every one of us, we're very aware of that. And so, just the amount of time that has been put into this is just, I'm super grateful for Jessie. Kind of blew the cover off of Spa Southern, but I talked about it on my Instagram a lot and had Jessie send me videos just to show Babyflo, you know, kind of at home, just getting a break.
Babyflo has been at Spa Southern, so Harlow and Jessie have been taking care of Babyflo every day and getting her all massaged up, and she's been in the salt water and all this crazy stuff after coming off the road.
Some people might have put 2 and 2 together. Maybe they put 2 and 2 together. I would never want to try to be elusive, to be harmful. I would never want to, you know, misinform people to try to trick anyone. But, you know, just like, it was fun seeing Babyflo make her trips to the vet and the salt spa and all these different things, and to have Harlow be a part of that was just really cute. And there were so many pictures that we couldn't post with Harlow and Babyflo, and just like those countless hours are just absolutely insane. We had the diagnosis from the vet that there was nothing more that could be done, so I created a schedule, and then Jessie would relay back to me, is Babyflo responding? She would measure the tendon literally around the leg and would be like, here's a picture of this, here's a picture from this angle. She really liked the ice today, she really hated this today. I think we should look into ATP production. She had various things that she would relay back to me, and then we would change the schedule, poultice and mud, and, you know, hand walking and all of these different things. That time that was spent on Babyflo was, I mean, I could never pay her back for that. It is time to focus and like, okay, we left home for a goal. I wasn't mentally like totally checked in at this point because I was still like, you know, Babyflo's done forever. Like, how am I going to process all of this information? And, you know, we're still grieving, and like, I can't lose my mom and my horse at the same time. Like, what is happening right now? It's time to focus all of that energy on Lolo, and it's time to let her shine. It's time to like kind of peel away the layers and go, you stayed out here, and you stayed out here for a reason. So let's make it worth our time. You want to be in the top of those tour standings, then freaking wake up and get it together and give yourself the best shot you possibly have to be in the top of those tour standings. If that's what you're going to do, let's buckle down and do it. So we went to Douglas, Wyoming. I made a beautiful run and started to figure things out and went to the lead.
Woman, a model, and a champion of the world.
Ah, you did it! You did it!
1778.
Good girl.
Fallon Taylor.
You did it, Mama. You did it.
78.
Ooh.
Like, I hadn't felt that since Babyflo. I've not won a rodeo on any other horse in the last 8 years because of Babyflo. So that's a big goal. I didn't end up first, but and just to hear that was amazing. In between every single rodeo, we just did everything we could do to go to another jackpot, to try to like fast forward this seasoning process, fast forward us being a team, and kind of settle into the fact, even though I wouldn't say it out loud, that Lolo is now my main rodeo horse. And as scary as that may be, like, Lolo's my rodeo horse right now, and I've got to like get in the zone, get it together. Went to a jackpot in Bennett, Colorado, and she just blew him out of the water. Like, she just like over and over again, just proving to me how ready she is.
Fallon Taylor, the 2014 World Champion Barrel Racer. She is a 7-time qualifier to the NFR. She's riding a new horse, a young horse, out of her champion flow. Turn 2. Fallon Taylor. Oh, yes, 1620. Nice pony.
One of the wildest dressed young ladies in pro rodeo. Come on, Fallon, let's ride. Yeah. Need a little world champion help right here. 17:59, the fast run of the night so far.
Yeah.
1794, there's your leader, Fallon Taylor, 1794.
Throughout my career, we have utilized animal communicators for various issues, just like a lot of my competitors have. And we have some stuff going on. Most of it is private, so we're filming it for a series that we're doing later.
I decided to call Terry J and schedule a time with her to do a reading.
I'm very excited to talk to you, basically.
I am just so honored to talk to you. I have been a big fan of yours. I'm gonna start crying. I've been a big fan of yours for a long time, and I really lost it that year at NFR when you helped somebody else's horse go down the alleyway.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I felt that is a sports person.
Thank you so much.
Person.
Thank you.
You know, it just, I cried. You can ask my husband, I cried.
That means the world to me.
What she did.
Thank you so much. No, thank you so much. Babyflo got career-ending, like, kind of injured at a rodeo. And of course, this is very, very private information. We are dealing with this as we go, and we feel like we are gonna see this thing all the way through. We don't feel like she talks to us, and I feel like you're the only person that will understand that that's not crazy. She tells us, you know, what it is that she wants, or how much we can push her, or how much of a break that we need to have with her. And so we're at a point right now where I'm just wondering, I just want to communicate with her and just get your honest overview of what can we do better. Where is she at? I mean, she points to things. She literally has a look in her eye when she needs one thing, and she has a look in her eye when she needs another thing. And we have a lot of questions with this, what's going on, and are we going to be able to, like, I don't know. We just want your insight on this whole thing.
Okay, I will do my best. Okay, so what happened? Tell me what happened with her.
So I just made a run in just a regular run. She had been placing along really nicely, and she just came out dead lame. Is it left front? Yes.
Okay. So what I'm getting is it feels like there's tearing.
Okay.
It feels like tearing of the deep flexor tendon. That's what I'm getting. Okay. And what guidance is saying is throw the book at her.
Because of Terry J, I called Dr. John. You may know Dr. John from Chuck Taylor. He was the miracle vet that helped us regrow a hoof wall on Chuck Taylor. If you don't know that story, it's from a decade ago. And Dr. John just puts his entire heart and soul, and he kind of thrives on these trauma cases, like these really not great scenarios where people have told you something's really bad. Dr. John kind of thrives in that, and he is incredibly objective. Also, Dr. John knows how I operate. He knows that I am a full-blown hippie. He knows that I will live in my horse's stall. He has worked side by side with me for a year on my stallion Chuck Taylor, so he knows that I will literally jump over the moon to make sure that my horses have whatever it is that they need. And he knows that I will not over-medicate. So I don't believe in poking at these animals. I believe in rest if they need it. I don't believe in just throwing drugs at them. I believe that, you know, if you guys don't see me at the NFR, it's because I thought my horses need to rest. I thought that, you know, they weren't going to make it, or, you know, they were getting tired or fatigued or whatever it may be. He knows that that's how we operate. So the horse comes before the goal, and he knows and stands with me in that. And so I really, really can trust him. So we get to come home for a brief period. So we had measured this leg and we're looking at it, we're wrapping it tighter, and I'm telling Jesse to do different things that may or may not be a great idea. We have a little tiny wound come up, and we're like, yeah, it's probably not a big deal. We'll just skip X, Y, Z, and then we'll do this differently and whatever else. And then Codi finds this like just fold next to her pec.
So this, it's like this obviously atrophied, and this swelling kind of came out of nowhere here. Could this be she got up wrong and that's where all this is coming from? I mean, I get that we have a bowed tendon, but this is new.
And it just was like, what is that? And then she went lame. And we were like, what is going on?
But this is concerning, or maybe it's not, I don't know. So this band, like there was never a wrap here. My wrap ended here. So this band right here of just, that's where the swelling kind of, it looks like she got something wrapped or cast, but I have a camera on her 24 hours. Nothing happened. I've just been trying to like massage this out, this line. Do you have any ideas, or is this just part of it?
Tendon injuries are bad, but a lot of times you never see the horse go lame. So that's what's so dangerous about a tendon injury, is that you might think the horse is ready to perform because it's just simply not limping, but internally, an ultrasound will tell a much different story. So I'm aware of that. I have tons of experience, and I won't be rushing this process because I know how this goes. So seeing this like weird lump come up was just so bizarre, and we thought maybe this is a point of some of this lameness. I sent a video to Dr. John and put my hands on it and started just showing him via FaceTime like what it is that we have going on. And he said, you guys need to get in the truck right now and head down right now. Your mare's got an infection and it's severe. He has allowed me to sneak in and out of his practice, and all of his amazing staff has allowed me to sneak in and out of the back end of his practice for diagnosis. So Alex and I, we are going to take Babyflo to Dr. John. We set up cameras in her stall so that we could see her while she was at the vet. She's not a big fan of staying away from home. Ironic that she's been all over the world and back again. When we got there, he said, had you guys waited a few more days, this could have been what killed her. And I said, well, can you tell me where this infection started from so we can do things better, or what do we do? And he was like, this can come from literally that little nick that you had on the front. Like, this is not anybody being negligent. This is just something that happens, especially with, this animal's been through a lot this year, and, this is a super easy thing to get. So we dodged another bullet. So now let's see if we can get through this prognosis to figure out exactly what our game plan is going to be from here. There were more tears shed. He said, this is really bad. And I said, okay, really bad, like never run again bad. And he said, 5% chance. And I said, okay, it's me. So what are we going to do here? And he said, well, I need to know how far you're going to go. And I said, well, the pet psychic said, throw the book at her. He goes, what? And I said, listen, we're drawing at straws here. This lady and I had this emotional connection. She said, throw the book at her, and you're the guy with the book. And he said, I'm down. You're a weirdo, and I'm down. And we always have loved him for that, because nothing's too far out of the box for him to try. He doesn't just say, oh, this is the only way it can happen and there's no hope. He says, we can try it as long as you know this isn't probably going to work, but we're going to try it because you said so. And I said, okay, let's do that. So we are going to do some stim on her. We are going to stop the icing and sweating and a lot of those other things. And he said, you need to get to a class 4 laser. I said, where's a class 4 laser? And he said, Whitesboro, Texas. And I was like, OMG. Dr. Rhodes in Whitesboro, Texas has a practice. He and Dr. John got to know each other. And now is the time for Babyflo and I, or Jesse and Harlow and Flo, or whoever is here and Flo, to go see Kelsey Keene over at Dr. Rhodes's office for these tri-weekly treatments with a class 4 laser.
Definitely looks better than the first time I saw it.
Every single time. Literally every time. When she's healed, I'm gonna have to bring her up here just to do this.
I know you're using me, that's okay.
Yeah.
The vibe over there is so good. I know I keep talking about that, but you have to understand at this point, everything's got to work off of some sort of good energy because we have to keep going. So at some point, I know I keep talking about energy, but at some point, like, I get DMs all the time about, you know, I'm in this toxic place or I'm in that toxic place. And if you've ever been in a toxic place, it makes you feel out the territory around you with a lot more due diligence the next time so that you don't experience such heartbreak. So yeah, energy is important to us. Like, do these people feel hopeful? Do these people think they can save her? If they can't foresee it, they can't get it in their vision that they can see Babyflo running barrels again, we don't need their hands on this horse. We need people that are full of vision. I need to be around people with a big picture in mind, or else we're gonna move on and go to the next place. I'm so grateful for Dr. Rhodes and Miss Keene because I feel like they've got the vision to really help us for the future. Now that Alex, me, Jesse, Codi, Poppy, all of us feel like we're doing the right thing, we've got the right routine. Jesse called me with, like, she's got that look in her eye. She's gonna run again. I felt good enough to go back on the road. So it's time to try to get some more tour points, back to the grind and back to, you know, 14 and 16 hour days of driving. Lolo feels like she's settling in beautifully. She's so easy. She's just so kind and glamorous and beautiful and wonderful and respectful, but like pinches of savage, which we love. So she's making this really fun. You know, this chapter was going to be so fun, and I was gonna, you know, how life goes, I was gonna pick the time when I started this chapter, right? Like, who am I? We're not in control of anything. Like, what made me think I'm raising and training all of these amazing horses to then pick, like, I think that now I'm done running Babyflo. Like, when are you ever gonna be done running a legend? When are you ever gonna get done running down the alleyway on a horse like that? When are you ever gonna be done? I don't know what made me think that, but I'm excited now. I've settled into the fact that Lolo is my full-time rodeo horse. I'm gonna give her a shot to be damn good.
I tell you what, this might be a little leaderboard change here. This is looking pretty nice. Fallon Taylor, the counter, a helper out, still there. Long way from home, we're going to have a 17.66.
Yeah, go on! Yeah!
Nice job, Fallon. How about it for 17.31? I'll pay them on 10 by 17.31, followed by 17.37.
She did it.
Poppy and I don't know what that did for us, but it just like, we felt elevated. Like, we can do it. Like, for a while, you think that Babyflo is the only horse she'll ever win on, ever, in the history of ever. And I remember feeling that same feeling with her mom, Flojo, with her dad, Dr. Nick Barr. I never thought another one would come along. I think if you just keep working hard and you're a great steward of what you've got, you're always going to run into more opportunities. It's just disguised as really insanely hard work.
You're riding some young horses, getting some good things going. What else is going on in life?
You know, this has been the focal point. I think that there's no such thing as balance in life. You know, you go after something really big and everything kind of goes out of whack. So everything's out of whack at home so that I can get these young horses prepared. That filly is 5 years old, out of my great mare Babyflo, and this is what I've dedicated my summer to, and it's going well.
Well, you've been going to some WPRA sanctioned events, a little bit different than the rodeo side of trying to get to the national finals, but trying to get points on the WPRA side and making money, and those colts coming along. And I know, like, when I got here, I was kind of shocked that you were here, but you've been spending a lot of time up here in the north.
I need these young horses to hear a crowd and some bangers coming out of the speakers and some fireworks coming out of the stands. And Dickinson, I was told, has a really crazy crowd, so we wouldn't miss it for the world.
How many of you know a lady by the name of Fallon Babyflo?
I didn't win points at Woodstown, but it was the very last tour rodeo. It was muddy, it was crowded, and I needed to win points, or I needed other people to not win points in order to be able to be in the spot in the tour finals that I needed to be. When it was all said and done after Woodstown, New Jersey, Lolo and I ended up third in the WPRA Tour World Standings. And I can't believe that, because we started out with a whole other plan. I know a lot of people in 2020, like, their entire plan is blown to bits because they're trying to do like a million different things, but hopefully it provides some hope to you that your plans may be completely jumbled up, thrown in a trash can, and your year a complete dumpster fire like ours, and still have some really amazing blessings in it. My hippie friend, Jessie, starts doing some more research. She starts telling me about ATP production, and we're still in the back of our minds like, okay, that's great. We won third in the world in the tour standings. We should move up to second with Jessica Routier double qualifying to other things, which means that I get to go to the rodeos like Calgary and Houston, Austin, San Antonio, like the big rodeos. I'll have a real shot at an NFR run in 21. That's really awesome, and we're so excited, but we still need to rehab this mare. We're not ready to give up. So she tells me about all of these different things, and we just start cutting into the barn. So Manny, that is doing all the stuff at my dad's house, we want to obviously keep him busy and keep him around because he's part of the family now and part of what's keeping dad so happy and so fulfilled. So we have him cut skylights in every single one of the stalls in the barn. The barn has always been kind of dark, but we've always had fluorescent lights. And as we research more about ATP production, we realize the horses need a lot more regular sunshine. Now the horses get turned out, but what about all the exposure to artificial lights or the days that it's too muddy to safely turn them out? So that was our solution. And then we started finding red light therapy things that we could have custom mounted above my dad's vibration therapy plate, and then we do sessions every single day or 3 days a week on every single horse in the barn. So we basically turned our entire barn into a full rehab facility, and now the barn is just under construction again to try to make everything just as good as it can possibly be for Babyflo and all the other horses. Frankly, like, their quality of life being better is only going to improve them too. Chuck grew a foot back, so we knew that Babyflo would heal. But we don't know to what level. And I don't know if anybody's ever going to see her go down the alleyway again. She just inspires so many people. So on September 21st, I just drove over to the ranch by myself. And I just said goodbye to her as a competitor. And I just said thank you. And Alex caught me on the cameras. And he said, she's not dead. And I go, I know, it's just a chapter. I just didn't want to close. I thought she'd be 20. And I just said, thank you. And I promised her I would do everything I could do to help her. And then if she never ran again, it was fine. And it was a good moment. And I hated every second of it. But I just wanted to make sure she knew. Babyflo knows. She knows. She's just an incredible animal. We're down to 2 days a week of driving to Kelsey Keene and Dr. Rhodes for the laser. We're down to 2 days a week of really hard work she's putting in. Her vibe is just like, she gives me so much hope. I love that girl. She is just, if you ever get a chance to be around her, it's just a blessing. It's time to drive in to Austin to get a checkup on Babyflo and see if any of this stuff that we're doing is actually working.
Just got done at the vet. It is October 19th at 6:30 p.m. I've been driving 7 hours every 2 weeks to take Babyflo to get shockwave therapy, stem cell, just an ultrasound, just for the vet to lay eyes on her. And this is my third visit, third or fourth. Like, you can do too much as far as, like, you know, just double checking and over checking and doing too much. 3 days a week, either I or Jesse takes her on a 30-minute round trip to Whitesboro, Texas, where she gets a class 4 laser treatment on her leg. And I've spent about $15,000 on equipment for the ranch to try to replicate anything that we could do for her. I mean, like, I owe her the world. She is my world. So, like, if I had to mortgage the farm to figure this out, just so that she's comfortable, not so that she ever has to run again, I would do so. So with that being said, like, Jesse's done all this research, Poppy's done a ton of research, so that's why we have a vibration therapy plate at the ranch. And you just never know, like, is any of this working? Like, the supplements, Alex is buying materials to, like, make supplements for Babyflo, like, to just see if we can help with recovery and, like, the links that every single person has gone to make sure that this horse is good for zero personal gain. What could she possibly give me more? What's one more run? What's one more championship? What's one more? She's given me the most amazing foals a person could ever ask for. Like, what more could you want other than for her to just be very comfortable? And so in my dream world, I'm able to run her and play with her till she's 30. Not run her, but you know what I'm saying. Like, my dream world is to be able to swing a leg over her until she's 25 or 30. That would be just my dream. In the beginning of this, I was told she would make a nice broodmare. A couple of weeks, I was told it's really bad. We haven't made just a whole lot of progress, but I have the right vet. I've known him for over a decade. I've trusted him for over a decade. I will continue to trust him for many, many more decades. He said, you know, it's bad. This was 2 weeks ago. Like, it's bad. It's improved, but it's, you know, it's bad. We're doing everything, morning, noon, and night, and
it feels like it.
It goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. You know, the vet just said, like, career ending, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm not getting that.
Yeah, okay. We aren't
Fallon,
either.
I am not getting that. And I don't want to give you false hope. That would be horrific of me to do that.
Right.
I would never give you false hope. But what guidance is saying is put the brakes on.
Okay.
Just one day at a time. And the other thing is, you know about the law of attraction. You know about it really well. Okay? So what you have to say is, thank you for my miracle healing.
Okay.
You know, so you're putting it out there
Right.
in the universe.
Right.
Thank you for my miracle healing. That's what you want to put out there.
Okay.
And I cannot tell you how many times that has worked.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Today he said, we've made remarkable progress. When you get a science-based man that's not mushy-gushy to pay you any kind of a compliment or give you any kind of hope, because it's his job to keep me realistic. And if it's your job to keep me realistic, you better come in with some grim stuff. And he said, we've made remarkable recovery. And then he said, you're clear to ride.
Dr. John doesn't say miracle, okay? But what he said to me was, things are happening and they're amazing. And we have some miraculous, rapid healing going on here. And this is looking really, really good. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? And he said, I need you to ride this mare.
And I said, let's not push this. You're gonna have to bring me down about 26 notches. Let's bring me back down. I don't even want to play with this right now. I don't even want to play with it. I do not want to play with that. I said, let's give it another month. He said, I totally agree with you. Let's not do any riding. I just want to let you know. You know, he said, you're a client that doesn't need to rush. You're a client that's not in a hurry because you've got others and you know the timeline. And I really appreciate that. I'm so full of hope, and just getting to swing a leg over is all I wanted. That is all I wanted. That is all I wanted. If we get to run this mare again, if there's another series with only good stuff, only good events, of course, completely unfiltered, I'd love to make a run so you guys could see this mare do her job. She's at the point where she's pissed off at us and she just wants to go run barrels. You know, that's the thing about a performance animal too. Like, you know, you have one side of the coin of people being like, you don't need to run her anymore and she's done so much for you. Thank you, Captain Obvious. And then you have the flip side of that coin of like, this horse doesn't know anything else, and her heart and soul and mind is caught up in wanting to do her job, because that's what also brings her fulfillment. After she's grazing and playing outside, after a while she's looking at me like, are we gonna do the thing? I'd really like to do the thing. Because right now we're to the point where when I hauled her to the vet, and it was about 3.5 hours, and I unloaded her, and she started like strutting like we were headed somewhere to go get saddled and make a run. She was so disappointed when I just put her right back in the trailer, and she's like bummed out. So like, say I'm whatever you want, I don't care. My mama in heaven knows who I am. Say what you want. Say what you want. But horses that are born to do a job and love to do their job want to do their job. Have you ever taken too long of a vacation and started to go stir crazy and just wanted to feel your purpose again? So does she. So does she. And I can't wait to give her the opportunity to let off some of that steam and make another incredible run one day. And it looks like I might get to.
I went home, I did not ride her. I hand walked her, Jesse hand walked her, we hand walked her. I went to Dr. Rhodes one day. He said, how's Babyflo doing? I said, she's great. He said, you're riding her, right? I said, no, sir. I'm scared to get on her. I don't want to break anything. And he explained to me that the tendon will heal in a really strange way if we don't have the horse start to get back to its job.
You're doing it! You're doing it!
I'm so excited.
Is this day better than February 27th? Maybe, I don't know.
I can't believe it. I'm so excited. Yeah, it's cold. It's raining. My helmet's obviously crooked because I got a beanie on underneath. And I'm riding with a full blanket on because Babyflo hates this stuff. Many of you would say, like, why not ride her bareback or whatever, because I am in a halter. You don't know this mare very well. I'd rather have a halter on and freeze to death than to be bareback. And the second thing is, if told I could ride this mare again, but it'd be 30 degrees and in the rain, I would walk over broken glass to ride this mare again. I'm from Florida, Tampa, Florida. The last thing we like is cold. I would walk over broken glass and naked through a fire to ride this mare again. So I'm grateful.
I rode her for a couple of days, and Lilo sat with me out by the round pen while I rode her. And then one day Lilo reached up to me like this, and I said, Jessie, can she? And she was like, yes. And then, of course, all of us were just like beside ourselves with emotion.
Oh my gosh.
Arlo. Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
Stop. She can practice.
She moves the reins.
I know. When you turn, she grabs them. Watch. Are you ready? You want to go again? Say hi, puppy. I gotta go, puppy. Time to barrel.
I let Lilo go through the barrel pattern on Babyflo at a walk, of course. And it was just such a cool moment because we almost lost her so many times. And it's just like, just to see the next generation at our ranch, riding the first generation at our ranch was just like the coolest ever. And I'll never forget that memory.
How many emotions has this car seen? Like, I think that I'm gonna have to like sage this car before I sell it, because I have so many emotions trapped in the driver's seat that I don't know that anybody will ever want this thing. It's got a lot of hope in here. And kind of putting a little bow on all of my thoughts on Babyflo being injured. One, so I read a lot of books, and there's this book that says if you compare everything to something much harder, then the thing that you feel like is difficult gets easier. So it's just a perspective shift. And for me, this isn't a 5% chance colic surgery where I may not get to ever hug her again. I get to keep the horse. She's gonna pass, we know that, but it's not gonna be today. And is it harder than losing my mom? Definitely not. Is it fair that my two leading ladies of this year have been through so much? No. But I feel like my purpose on the planet is to help somebody. Did I help somebody this year? I feel like I did. I feel like somebody out there is saying, because you did that, I can do it too. Did I want to be the, the tribute that had to go through all of it? No, but I think I'm made for a year like this. So, so many feelings. I'm super stoked I made it. I didn't think I would make it. We made it. The tears now are more out of gratitude and happiness than fear and worry. And I'm grateful for that. The Japanese have this tradition, and it's called kintsugi. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Kintsugi is the practice in Japan where when something is broken, it is repaired with solid gold, because they believe that flaws are the most beautiful art. This whole year has been kintsugi'd. We've tried to put gold in the places that are broken. Babyflo being injured allows the gold of Lolo to be able to shine and get me in the standings of the tour. The loss of my mom has allowed me and my family to be even closer and to see what we're made of, to be in closer contact every day. The loss of rodeo this year has allowed us to be clearer thinkers and to strategize better. The loss of rodeo has allowed me to focus really hard on my business and to make ranch dressing, which already was so important to me, and Babyflo, which is already so important to me. Me to be able to be like laser focused on that and to like really focus down. And I think people see cute t-shirts and cute jeans and a cute horse and some friends. I don't think they know that this is keeping us alive. Literally keeping us alive. And something that we're so proud of, and something we can just bury up in, just bury deep in and be like, focusing on making this hoodie was like, and focusing on Jesse making jeans, like, we're grateful. We're grateful. I just believe like kintsugi, right? I think that Babyflo is this broken, beautiful piece of art. And we always intended for her to live out her life having babies and, playing in the pasture and doing various things. I think that people don't understand that a performance animal that's born to perform, that gets their fulfillment from performing, does not enjoy turnout and being outside. Babyflo doesn't like that. I am a person that doesn't enjoy relaxing or laying out or just need a vacation. I'm still going to be working and thinking, and I want to do, and that's where my fulfillment comes from. So for people that I think see one perspective of like, oh, well, it's about time, Babyflo needs a freaking break and she's been running blah, 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 blah. You don't know this animal. You don't know what we've been through together. You have no idea what this mare wants to do and what she wants to achieve and accomplish. From right here, I don't think that I will ever ask her to perform a full schedule, ever. I don't think she can take it. I don't think that I can take it personally. I think I will feel like I'm carrying around a Fabergé egg all day, and I will have panic attacks that people don't even understand where they came from and don't understand the full story. Just hauling her already is like so nerve-wracking because you never want her to be uncomfortable. So running her, knowing these various things is going to become very difficult. So full competition for me from right now, this standpoint is a no. I feel like, however, a horse that is born to perform and that we have this bond with will feel left out, left behind. I feel like if we don't have a goal in mind for her, I feel like we'll see her age quickly. I feel like she will feel old and like damaged goods. So yeah, I'm for sure gonna run her. Does that mean I may have to rent an arena with perfect ground when nobody's there and just make a run on her and everybody cheer for her and make her think it's an event? Sure. Will there be a perfect event available that I can run her at that's close to home or far from home or whatever? Yeah. Will I haul her in the trailer a few places just so she feels included? Absolutely. But this was the plan from the beginning. This was the entire plan, was to breed and breed and breed so that she doesn't get replaced. Who's going to replace Babyflo? Who's going to replace that time in my life? Who's going to replace that phase? But for this new chapter, we have got bullets in the chamber ready to go that also want their time to shine. They also want their opportunity. They also want their moment. And this isn't a freaking puppy mill. Like, these aren't just like waiting around to be sold or waiting around for whatever. These are individuals and animals that we train and we are so grateful to have in our lives. We want to see these animals be respected and achieve really amazing things just like their mom did. So this chapter was too soon for my taste. This chapter came way too soon. This chapter came way too soon. But everything else has worked out so perfect. I can't start questioning the timing of things now because bad things are going to happen to everyone. And if you think you're going to be safe and not live your life and avoid the bad things, you're going to miss out on all the good things. You're going to miss all the good stuff because you were too scared. Yeah, I've cried a lot in my car. Yeah, a lot of bad things have happened this year. Yes, this sucks. But you know what would suck? Is to leave my dad in his house because we're too scared to go anywhere. It would be to leave these horses in the stalls because I was scared that they wouldn't fill some shoes that they could never fill. They could never fill them. Lolo could win 10 world titles and will still never be the horse that bought me a hot dog when I was broke. We gotta go do something great. The chapter is here. I didn't get to pick the book. The chapter is here. It's time to man the F up and run this awesome business and be around these awesome people and watch Harlow grow up and be somebody that she can look up to. It's that time.
At this point, we don't have a full ending to this story. It's probably just the beginning to another really cool story. But for right now, I can say that I am going to, for sure, not ask Babyflo to run in competition in 2021. All I ask is that she runs again. So we are in absolutely no hurry and in no rush for her to come to full competition. But I can promise you this, we're gonna do every single thing in our power to make sure that that mare feels 1000% before we ask her to do anything. And if she tells us that she wants to compete again, and the vets can confirm without a shadow of a doubt that she's healthy enough to do that, then you guys will see Babyflo running again sometime. Maybe this time next year, and that would be an amazing part 5 to this series. For now, we have big goals. We've got to do these big rodeos, and there's no point in wasting them. We're gonna get on the road, we're gonna travel hard, and I bought a bigger trailer. Not wrapped. We are gonna be taking Hush Money, Flowbot, and Lolo, along with Cody's ride Mojo, and we're gonna go down the rodeo road, and we're gonna try to win a lot of money so that Babyflo knows that her legacy is going to carry on for a very long time. I hope you guys will continue to keep up with us and cheer for us as we go. But just know when you see the story, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So be super gentle with the people around you. You have no idea what someone is going through.
It's easy to feel like you're the only one in the world who's stuck, defeated, or barely holding it together. That feeling is human, and it's a lie. If you just hold on, stand back up, swing again, the courage will find you. We all need a little help sometimes. We need someone or something to remind us that it won't always be this way, and to show us that joy and sadness can coexist. There's one thing I know about life. It's not fair to anyone. But I know we're all gonna make it. If we try. And we made it.